What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 1 in Minecraft. This is part 11, and in this one, we're going to be getting the entire layout of this area done, along with the ink for, like, the floor, walls, and ceiling. The ink is not block for block. I do apologize for that. It just would take so long to do all of that block for block. And, yeah, that is all we do, though, just the walls and ink. And with that being said, enjoy the tutorial and I will catch you on the flip side. So to make our life arguably easier or harder depending on how you look at it, we're going to do the entire layout first, and then we're going to ink everything up. That sounds so weird. And then we're going to add the finer details after that. There's not many, though, so we're not really going to be insanely crazy with that. You want to start off by getting out, though, for this particular rest of the area. I guess not really. I mean, we're probably going to do most of the walls, though. Chiseled bookshelves, stripped oak wood, stripped jungle wood, oak planks, oak slabs, oak stairs. Composters appear to be important. I hate this for that reason, though, because I'm like, what is logical? Beehives, and we'll go with ochre froglates for now. I think that'll be logical enough. So, we want to start by, if we're in this lower room that we ended last part with, you want to head to the literally only doorway that doesn't have a door in it, or the only doorway that isn't blocked off in this area. And if you head through it and turn to your left immediately, you want to take this strip jungle pillar and extend it over with 4 chiseled bookshelves, and then an upward-facing strip jungle wood. These chiseled bookshelves, you will bring up an additional row because that one was too tall. Most of them are 1, but that one is 2. I'll mention the ones that are 2 specifically as we build them because, yeah, they are nice to know. From the strip jungle here at the back, you want to go across or right, kind of in that direction, and you want to place 2 chiseled bookshelves, oak slab, chiseled bookshelf, upward-facing strip jungle wood, 4 oak planks, upward-facing strip jungle wood, 4 chiseled bookshelves, upward-facing strip jungle wood. Now, we'll stop there for a brief moment, because I think we want to do this kind of segment that you'll see. There's a reason for it, I swear. You take the strip jungle next to the doorway here, this one right here, this guy, and you're going to extend this one right with 4 chiseled bookshelves. These 4 you will also bring up an additional 1, by the way. Then sideways strip jungle from the bottom row. Then a chiseled bookshelf, oak slab, 2 chiseled bookshelves, and then an upward-facing strip jungle wood. Fill in the floor of this area in with oak planks going to the final row, which is here, this strip jungle. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I burnt my mouth the other day, and it's particularly being annoying today. It's like 2 days ago, and it was okay yesterday, and I feel like it's worse today, which is, you know, never a good thing. So you want to take the last row of oak planks, the furthest left, and you want to extend it down with 3 rows of stripped oak wood. I'm also going to bring these strip jungle woods here on these sides down by 4 each, just so they're at the same level, and we can build directly off them. From this point on both sides, you want to take the strip jungle and keep heading in this direction with 3 upward-facing stripped oak wood. Okay, I just went through all of that effort. Okay, really? Oh, Bedrock Edition, sometimes, man, sometimes. And then you want an upward-facing strip jungle after that. It's just going to be a lot of this for a minute here. Then beyond that, you want... Where was my escaper? There it was. You want 3 upward-facing stripped oak wood again. And then another upward-facing strip jungle once you're there. No rush. I mean, yes, rush. Do it immediately, right now. If you pretend like you just are like walking down the non-existent staircase, you should be looking kind of towards the opening. You're going to take the left strip jungle and extend it back with 4 chiseled bookshelves and then a strip jungle wood facing up. Extend the strip jungle to that way, which should be the right, with 4 chiseled bookshelves and another upward facing strip jungle. Each of these chisel bookshelves you can bring up by one. The only thing I will mention here that I think might be important is the first one we would have placed here, this one on the left. You're going to actually break the middle two chisel bookshelves on that top row and replace them with upside down oak stairs facing right with another row on top of this. In addition, the stripped oak wood is a little bit weird. I think we can kind of work the ceiling to this point. So I would fill in the lower level here with oak planks, just a block below this kind of lower level here, and you want to just end in line with the strip jungles here, connecting them together. Just like so. As for the strip jungle pillars that kind of, the ones that we ended up using to connect both the bottom and top here, you can extend these stripped jungles at the top. They should already stick up by 1, but you'll extend them up by 4 each and then connect them together. That was 5 right there, so close. In this area, you want beehives facing the same direction as they do right there, which is just, you know, this way. And you can also do the walls, bring them up, but I'm going to wait a second on it. You'll see why. And I'm just going to place the middle 4 rows again with beehives, which should be kind of explanatory. And then beyond this, I'm going to place 3 beehives still extending. The stripped oak rows here, these first 3 after the stripped jungle, I'm going to bring all the way up with stripped oak wood. Except instead of placing stripped oak wood at the very top to connect into the beehives, I'm going to place a row of composters on both sides. They're just like some, I would say shading, but it's not really shading. It's like, it is an entirely different texture going on. And again, composters does just fit really well at points, so, you know. I would advise maybe situating the walls just behind this, so bring all the strip jungle up and, you know, do the stuff you would imagine here. Which is going to be with the oak slab, you're doing the same little hole in the wall with the upside down oak stair left of it. Upside down oak stair above it, except with the gap, the 1 block gap. And we won't fill in the back of them yet, because obviously we can't, but yeah. Kind of a quick rundown. You should be familiar with those, hopefully, and I think because by now as well, these will be weekly rather than bi-weekly. So, bi-weekly is every other week, right? It's not twice a week? I forgot. I don't know. It's one of the two. I'm either wrong or I'm not wrong. I don't know. I mean, that's how most things work if they're factual. If they're fact-based. You're either wrong or you're not. Anyway, yeah, it should look like this for just one of the holes. That's my example right there. I'm going to take the beehive ceiling here, and I'm going to extend this back with the row of oak planks as a placeholder row. Underneath that, I'll place 2 rows of chiseled bookshelves facing away, which should be kind of like that. And then I'll take the bottom row of chiseled bookshelves, and you will have to crouch place this, but you're going to place 3 rows of beehives extending back. Just to make sure they're facing the same way. Behind these center ones, I want to place ochre frog lights, and the other 2 I'll place oak planks. From either oak plank side, I'll go down with 2 chiseled bookshelves facing out, and then I'll connect the bottom chiseled bookshelves together to create a U. In the center, I'll place a couple of oak stairs facing away from each other, and then I'll have ochre frog lights off the back of them. Just a little bit of a light. Behind that row of chiseled bookshelves, I'll place this time 4 rows of beehives, still facing in the same direction. And I suppose we can get this layer of the walls done as well, which is really just bringing the stripped jungle and stripped oak all the way up until they hit something or whatever. The stripped jungle, like at the far end here, these will actually extend up an additional 1 and will connect with sideways ones again. It's just going to be at the start of each little staircase point that'll happen pretty much. And yeah. And again, I believe you actually have the same thing. Sorry, I should have mentioned this a second ago. With the stripped oak wood, where the top row is composters rather than stripped oak wood. And it should look like this. Stairs will be the final thing we do, because I want to get there is ink texturing under them, so I want to get that done first. If you take the, back row with the composters here, this little stripped oak thing, and you count to the second stripped oak below, you'll break this center one and replace it with an oak stair. If you would like, you can copy-paste this, 2 more times. I'm just gonna run through it again quickly because I believe it is exactly the same. The only thing that changes is the like corner wall, but you'd have to rotate it to where, you know, you're kind of just almost going in a spiral. So from this one, again, I'm gonna take the end row of oak planks here and I'll extend it down with, what was it, 3 rows of stripped oak wood? Yes. Extend the strip jungle down on these sides to the same point. Good lord. Good lord, Barto. And then I'll take those strip jungles and I will extend them over with the 3 stripped oak wood, strip jungle, 3 stripped oak wood, and strip jungle, making sure they're upward facing, but it just might as well place them all at first and then change them to upward facing. I'm going to get the entire layout done here, and then after that, I'm going to go back and finish the walls. I feel like that just maybe makes more sense. I don't really know. I'm making it up as I go. Everything, the build too. I'm just kidding. The build is obviously done. Yeah. It'd be funny if it wasn't, though. And then from the, again, the left one, you're going to take this strip jungle wood, and you'll go with 4 upward-facing stripped oak wood again, and then an upward-facing strip jungle for the corner. That strip jungle I'll bring across with 4 chiseled bookshelves and another strip jungle. And these chiseled bookshelves can be brought up a row. I'll fill in the oak floor with planks. Something like that? I don't know. You get the point. Maybe. Hopefully you get the point. I don't know what I just said, frankly. And it should look like this. And then you're doing this yet again. However, this one changes a little bit with the like back wall, which would be this chisel bookshelf wall. So don't add this one yet, and it's back to the original where you have chisel bookshelves on this side. But if I take the oak and extend it down with 3 stripped oak wood, and then also bring the strip jungle either side of that down to the same distance, and then you want the same pattern of the 3 stripped oak, strip jungle, 3 stripped oak, 3 or strip jungle, whatever that means. All upward facing, which I have to do. I should just place this row first. That would make more sense. Because I can just figure out that it's 8, right? Because 3 plus 3 is 6, plus the 2 strip jungle is 8. Like so. And then again, the left strip jungle this time will be brought back with 4 chiseled bookshelves. Same thing. Upward facing strip jungle, still the same. Then another chiseled bookshelf. Another upward facing strip jungle. And then I'll extend right, or kind of, I guess, back towards that area up there with 4 chiseled bookshelves, strip jungle wood, then back with an oak plank, strip jungle wood. And then I can just kind of connect these together with oak planks a block below them and fill in the floor with oak. All the chiseled bookshelves on this one are up a row. I think all of them in this like particular portion in general are, except for the lower level, which we're gonna end up doing that room and then we'll stop as far as layout is concerned because, yeah. And so again, you're bringing each chiseled bookshelf up by 1, and now's a good time I think to bring up all the walls and stuff. So I'm just gonna start by bringing each of the walls in their respective area up so they're 4 tall in total. And then after I get to that point, I'll worry about whatever is next, which is getting the ceiling in. The ceiling is the same other than the fact that you have to... Is the strip jungle connect there? Yeah, it does connect here. So I'll just connect it over the openings. But the only thing that changes is the light isn't there on... I don't believe either of these lower 2 ones. Let me confirm. Okay, well that one doesn't count. No and no, yeah. It's just the top one that the light exists. So what I can do from here is I can actually take this row of strip jungle just to kind of give you some sort of reference point. And I'm going to place 3 rows of beehives beyond it that are facing kind of across like so. Then beyond that I'll place my placeholder row of oak planks with 2 chiseled bookshelf rows below it. Then beyond that, 3 rows of beehives facing sideways. Again, that placeholder row of oak planks with 2 rows of chiseled bookshelves below, and then you'll just make a little 4x4 square beyond that row of chiseled bookshelves with beehives. And you actually should be able to do this 2 more times, technically. Because for the bottom, yeah, we're doing the same thing for the bottom. You won't have anything that it'll connect to yet, but, like, why would we skip on it for now? Because we're gonna need to do it later anyway. So again, it was 3 beehives. I'm placing them the wrong way, but that's not particularly important. Yeah, they should face this way. Do just kind of make sure your notches are all the same way. Again, the notches can technically switch by 180. Like, you could have them facing this way, but you want to make sure that they're consistent per section, because you can definitely tell the difference there. Like, let's be honest, if I'm just minding my own business down here, I'm not going to notice it. But, like, if you know it's there, you can definitely pinpoint it. Like, I can see that's different. That's why I'm always so specific with, like, the blocks that are directional, even, like, in this situation. Because, again, you know, it is something you're going to be able to point out. And, yeah, like, I am going to actually care here. Generally, I shouldn't, but... I don't know if I did originally. No, I did, because I... Essentially, as I mentioned, I structure blocked all of this. Just in, like, rotated it. I said that you could do that. And I... ended up, like, slash filling the beehives with particularly rotated beehives. And also here, don't forget you can fill all the way. And then again, you want to go beyond this stripped jungle here with the same thing. So the 3 beehives, the oak plank row, which is a placeholder with the 2 chiseled bookshelves below it. And then, same thing, 3 beehives beyond that. They're facing this way, right? I'm not crazy? Yeah, okay. And then you're going down again. And you do want to end with 4 rows of beehives after the second one. Nice. And then I'm just going to fill the rest of the walls up, and I'm not really going to worry about the details. The only detail I am going to add immediately that I know is on each of these is those composters at the top row of the stripped oak wood on the sides of the staircase only, like these 2 panels on either side. That you do want to add, because I'm pretty sure that's on all of them. Sneeze time. If not, I will correct that, but I'm pretty sure it is there on all of them. I don't remember the stair, though, so I am leaving that one out. But yeah, not too complicated. It is definitely a lot of just mindlessly filling, you know? Which sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. That's definitely, I think, a case where you could mess up very easily because you're not really paying attention. And then, whoops, I didn't fill far enough, or whatever, or I filled a block the wrong way. I was showing off my Baldy map on a stream on Twitch recently. Should totally follow, by the way, shameless plug. But I found, like, I think 2 stripped oak woods that were placed the wrong way, because there was an area where I was just, like, spam filling the wall, and I wasn't really caring. I was just, like, trying to speedily do it? That makes sense, yeah. But anyway, your staircase should look like this, and you should have a fun time getting up and down. And again, the end doesn't go anywhere, but we're not worried about that just yet. I want to get the minor details done here before we move along. So, from this point, one of the minor details we can do is the light, probably. But the first thing, so the oak stairs that I mentioned that I didn't think were there are actually not there, which is good, I am correct. There's really 1 or like 2 things we can do. I would say get rid of your composters and get out oak trap doors. We're not going to use them for the entire thing, and you want to make sure you're back at the top here because I want to get all the lights and stuff done. So there are no lights actually at the top. The first situation where we're going to need either of these will come basically after the second turn. So here's first turn, here's the second turn, and then it'll be this stripped oak wall, which normally in this situation on this corner it has chiseled bookshelves, but for this one it doesn't. If you look at this 4x4 stripped oak, you'll take the bottom left one and count right by 1. Break this one and replace it with a beehive, making sure you just cannot see the notch. That's the only requirement. Above that, you'll place an oak trap door, open up against this block. Count right 2, up 1. Replace this stripped oak wood with an ochre frog light, and then have an oak trap door open up against it. Keep moving along, and as you hit this final area here, you want to be... If you take the back left-hand beehive of this area, it should be this one right here. It's going to be a little bit further back. You want to count forward by 3 and right by 1. Break this beehive, replace it with an ochre frog light with an oak trap door up the underside. The only other thing that's important here is at the very back here, off this bottom row of chiseled bookshelf, you're just going to extend it out by 1, making sure you cannot see the openings again. This is just like I don't know what it is actually, but it's there. It's like a little counter, sort of. I don't get it. Anyway, we're going to start this next one the same we've done the rest. So, if you take the 4 oak planks here, you're going to extend each of them down with 3 stripped oak wood, and also bring the stripped jungle all the way down. And this time it is actually important that you do this, because this side, or this, like, if you're looking at it, the right side will actually be visible. The right side we're not doing anything with, though. You're taking the left stripped jungle and you're extending it out with, again, 3 upward-facing stripped oak wood, and then an upward-facing stripped jungle. Then 3 stripped oak wood and a stripped jungle again. Then beyond that, you're placing 2 chiseled bookshelves, stripped jungle, chiseled bookshelf, and then a stripped jungle again. From that end stripped jungle, you're going to head basically across. You're kind of heading towards the actual back, I think. Is it? Where is the front door? Oh, yeah, the front door is there. So yeah, it is actually backwards. But if you're looking at these stairs, it would be right. And if you're looking, which I guess that would actually make the most sense, because you do have to place it from the outside anyway. You'll place 4 chiseled bookshelves, upward facing stripped jungle wood, 4 oak planks, upward facing stripped jungle wood, then go back with a chiseled bookshelf, oak slab, 2 chiseled bookshelves, stripped jungle wood facing up, chiseled bookshelf, oak plank in the floor, then 2 chiseled bookshelves that are not in the floor, stripped jungle wood facing up, chiseled bookshelf, stripped jungle wood facing up, chiseled bookshelf, stripped jungle wood, and then you'll go back towards that stripped jungle wood. You're not going to connect to it, that's fine. You're going to place a chiseled bookshelf, oak slab, and then 2 chiseled bookshelves. You'll connect to it diagonally, but you won't actually connect to it fully. So, one thing I want to mention, these chiseled bookshelves off the sides of the oak plank should probably be facing in a manner to where you can't see them from the opposite side, because this is a doorway if you didn't inference that. If you did, congratulations, but yeah, these are the only ones that matter. The rest, it doesn't particularly matter. Just do try to make sure when you have the oak slab, you can't see the chiseled bookshelf, you know, open side there, because that also does look kind of annoying, but not really a huge ordeal regardless. So, from the... You can fill in the floor with oak planks. We'll start with that, I think. That might be the best way to go about doing this, because it's kind of weird to explain what I want to do first, without, I guess, having a floor or a ceiling or really anything. It's confusing regardless. We'll go with that. Even though that didn't actually... That was not the same point I was trying to make. Whatever. It doesn't matter. You should have this anyway. So... This row of chiseled bookshelves here, it's the further, actually both of them, I think, right? Yeah, both of them. You have stripped jungle wood on one side, and you'll notice if you bring them up, they'll connect kind of diagonally to the chiseled bookshelves like so. You want to make sure you have stripped jungle on the other side that does the same thing. So essentially you're just 4 blocks away from that pillar, you're doing the same. Doesn't really matter how high it goes, as long as it just fills in everything. But then in line with those chiseled bookshelves on the inside, which is the side we're just working on, you want to make sure you have oak planks connecting these stripped jungles together. So I'll actually extend each of them up by 1 so they're in line with the bottom one. And then I can take this stripped jungle, bring it over with 3 oak, then count up 2 on this one and extend it with 3 oak. And then just fill in whatever's above it. They do end up being level though, so this one over here you'll just bring down with 2 rows of oak planks, so it's 4. Forgot we kind of have a ceiling to deal with. The stripped oak here on the opposite side, you're just going to bring up to the top. The one has a composter, doesn't it? Yeah, the one does have a composter. You can get rid of the oak trapdoors and get out a composter. And this one here, this back one, has a row of composters at the top. The front one does not, for whatever reason, but this one does. Nice. Still no stairs, though. From this point, I think everything should be fairly self-explanatory for the bottom of this room. Each stripped jungle wood and oak plank is brought up by 3. And you have to deal with the stripped oak on top of the chiseled bookshelves, along with over the doorway, and you have to deal with the slabs in the wall. This little corner here, you're going to end up having an oak plank at the top. Just delete it and replace it with a stripped oak wood. The chiseled bookshelves cover it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm actually going to fill this one entirely, and then I'm going to break this in because I'm extra. And so, again, if you do need an explanation, if you look at the oak slab, the chiseled bookshelf to the left will have an upside-down oak stair facing right on it. The chiseled bookshelf to the right of the oak slab will be brought up with 2 stripped oak wood, and that top stripped oak wood can be brought left with an upside-down oak stair facing left. And yeah, everything else is self-explanatory. And then we have to fill in the ceiling with beehives. Then we can do the block of coal, and that'll probably be the part if I had to guess. But I'm not really good at guessing games, so, you know. Get rid of really anything, I don't care. I'll go with the ochre frog lights and get out an oak door. I sure hope we didn't need those down here. Okay, no, we don't. And you want to place an oak door in this doorway with the handle facing to the left if you're looking at it from this side. I really hope there isn't a block of coal below that either. I didn't check that. There is. Splendid. We're going to worry about that one later then. So, we have the door now. Fill in the ceiling with beehives in line with the beehives we already have, and they should face the same way again as literally every other time in this. The little bit of the wall you're going to have that will get in your way, the strip jungle and the oak plank, you can just delete again. The chisel bookshelf deals with that nicely. And boom, there you go. That's everything sealed off. So the staircases themselves do have block of coal on them, but I'm not really worried about that. And I think instead of, you just want block of coal, by the way, for this next step. I think instead of going about, head back to the top here. Instead of going about giving you the full block for block, I'm going to kind of roughly explain what's going on. But I'm more so going to show rather than tell, because I don't want to spend 35 minutes telling you how block of coal goes into a floor. So I'll start with the original oak plank panel below the thing here, and essentially the bottom row, left 3 is block of coal, and then it's just the 2 at the left brought up. The floor, row of the floor, like just in front of it, and then 1 to the right, and then I'll kind of place 3 that shifted 1 to the right of it. I can bring the back row left 2, and then those end 2 blocks forward 1 each. The front left now will go left 2, and then forward 1, left 1, along with that same 1 back diagonally left, so it's in the corner. I'll take the, same corner I just went left by 2 from to start this little squiggly line, and I'll extend it forward 2, and then I'll go left 1 and right by 4, forward 1 from, I guess, the final and the second or third to last. And then from the final, I'll go right 3, bring those 3 forward and extend right. And then the end 2, I'll extend forward. And I'll show it in a second. Don't really worry about copying me block for block here. Although I don't really know if it matters a ton. It's just, again, you know, I don't think any of us want to be sitting here for 15 minutes filling in block of coal. I will show it to the best of my abilities, though, as to how it ends up all working. There's a block of coal in this corner here. If I take the left row over here, I'll go diagonally left and then right and then forward, right, and a lot of this is covered, so it technically doesn't matter. But I'll extend it left and I'll just do a diagonal. So, essentially, it should look like this. And try to just look at the oak and be like, okay, yeah, see, this is 1 block that I'm highlighting. And just kind of use those 1 blocks. It is a lot of smaller numbers, so it's not a huge deal. But that's what it should look like regardless. And I'll give you another angle in a second. I'd recommend pausing and just checking if you weren't obviously following. I know I was kind of going extremely fast. But I'm just copying what I did originally. This little block of coal right here, in the ceiling I'll have 1 with 1 behind, and then left wall is free from any charges, as in ink, and the right wall has a little bit behind the strip jungle here on the stripped oak with 1 behind. This corner is entirely block of coal for some reason, and then on the wall there it's brought down. So yeah, that's that part. And that kind of looks like an optical illusion in the corner, but it's just all 3 sides. If it looks like that, it's probably all 3 sides. But yeah, hopefully that isn't too unbearable to do. if it is just kind of go random, but again, do what I'm kind of doing, where you have some spots where there's a lot of block of coal, and then kind of just like almost veins going around. Uh, Mainly oak still, I'd say, but it's probably like, what, 35, 65, or 40, 60? Coal being the first number. So, heading through the doorway, this, I believe in the doorway is block of coal for most of the time. And then it'll kind of create an A almost sideways. So it'll be there, and then I'll bring this right 3. And yeah, it's going to be an A kind of missing a part. And then take the bottom right, and I'll go back diagonally right, and make a little squiggly line here. And then I'll have a singular block, and then I'll have a little like T, and I'll show this like as section, or per section, I should say. Block of coal there, almost diagonally, and then I'll have some there. That's that one. That should show everything, yeah. And this area doesn't have anything on the ceiling. It does have walls, but it doesn't have ceiling. So, yeah. Walls are mainly a couple panels that I think actually are the same. No, it's a little bit different. I changed it up. But yeah, that's what you have for the first area. Underneath the stairs, I have, if I'm looking towards it, I'll have not the back left, but one to the right. I'll take this left wall, and I'll leave the back 2 open in place too, and then I'll have a little staircase there. And then I can count back by 3, place 1 there, 1 to the right, behind and in front. And then I can get back out from under the staircase. And this row is the staircase, so it doesn't matter. I'll take the middle of the next row. I'll go right, diagonally, both ways, actually. Twice on that side. And then this front row is actually a full row of block of coal. And then this is also a full row of block of coal there. And yeah, that's that one. That was a little bit less, but it's annoying to make it through the stairs, too. You do have to consider that. So, yeah. We're going to do the floor entirely, and then we'll go back and do the walls, or I'll go back and do the walls and kind of just show it to you like this. Again, I know this isn't the ideal way, but it'll make it quicker, surely. So, if you head along to this next one, I guess this corner is block of coal, and then if you essentially take this row, it'll be 1 back on the right. I'll count back 2 and left 1 and block of coal there, and then I can escape. Can I escape from the staircase? Where was the opening? I don't know where the opening was. I guess I closed it. And then again, beyond that is where the staircase is, and between the jungle, it's the 2 closest to the outside. Forward 3 there, diagonally, and then left. Count back 2, 2 back. Front 1, left, back diagonally, left. And yeah, that one's again fairly easy. These aren't too bad. And then we have 2 more levels. Bottom level is a lot more coal, it seems like. So, let me go under again. Each corner here is block of coal. I'm going to bring the right one forward and the other one diagonally, and then I'll place a little squiggly line there. I might have just added a block, yeah. Since I'm going perfect, I will remove it, but it doesn't actually matter. I'll have a little block surrounded there. I'll go forward and then right. And then it is the staircase line after that. So I'll just leave it open. Block of coal in the middle. Forward on the right. Diagonally either way. Left 2. Back 1 there. Left 1. Right 1. Forward 1. Right 1. Forward 1. And is there not that corner? There's a barrel in that corner. So yeah. There you go. There's that one. Final one, I do actually want to do the wall for this one. So, it's the middle row of stripped oak out of the 3 that are, because the right row of the staircase is actually connected down, so it is just like out of the middle 2, it'll be the left one will be entirely block of coal. Bottom 2 right there will be block of coal. I'll just place a block of coal there because you can't see it anyway. Middle left is coal. Coal below these 2 here on the right, which is the middle and right. Diagonally left, diagonally right, right forward. 4 by 2 then. Count left 2, back 1, coal. Count forward 2, coal. In front of that, there's the staircase row. Row in front of that is a full row of 4 coal. Forward, right, back diagonally right, back, right, forward diagonally right. This block will be brought right along with forward. Then forward diagonally left, left, forward, left. Count right, place forward, right, back diagonally right. From the left of this, I'll count left 3, coal, back 1, left and right from that one, and then the front one I'll bring forward diagonally right. And that's the first segment. I'll show you from the corner here, which you can see, and the little bit on the right if you are, or if you have that blocked, or obviously I know it is blocked. I'll show you that when we do the other side. But yeah. You can look at that far left row, and it's actually just every other block until the corner, which I guess you could, again, put one in the corner, but there's a barrel there, so who cares. Anyway, back right-hand corner, 3 block of coal extending forward. Row of 2 to the left, I guess. Front left, broad left 2. Front right, count forward 2. 3 coal forward. Back 1 is brought left. Count left 2. Back 1, coal left 1. And there's kind of the rest. So kind of, I mean, it is the rest, at least, out of the stuff. As I mentioned, there is one under the oak door. Next room I will do block for block, because that isn't the ink draining that's the problem. Or the reason, I should say, that it's everywhere. I don't know why, what this door is made of to hold it, but, you know. Out of the walls, if you take the back right-hand corner, the top stripped oak will be coal, and then it'll be on the ceiling, left, forward. This wall with the hole on the right side has a block of coal coming down on the right. Also left of this stair, and then connecting up, left, gap of 1 down, and then 1 in the corner. The strip jungle here on the, I guess, front wall of the room. Top 2 are block of coal. Top 1 is brought right. This corner is brought forward, and then this is brought left and forward as well. Kind of a weird one there, but, you know. So each of the block of coal panels that are, like, above the staircase work differently. These I'm not actually going to do block for block, but these ones here, like, as in regardless either way. You essentially want to create, like, a dripping pattern. The way I did this on this one, at least, is, or, like, I have kind of almost block of coal. Again, it's the same squiggly lines, and I have it like that. That's all I have, because the staircase cuts it off below that, which is why I'm going to say block for block is kind of questionable, because you don't have the full thing anyway visible. But yeah, just something like that. And it should only be on the inner wall. No, it switches whenever it wants. But yeah, the next staircase is on the inner wall, and it's, I think, both panels this time. Yeah, but I just have kind of drips from the inside, so the composter on both will be a block of coal. I'll bring 1 down, and then I'll leave a gap of 1 from this one, 2, gap of 2 from the one with 2, and then I'll place 2 block of coal again. Even the bottom one is invisible, so I'll just do 1. It's fine. Then it is the outer wall, and for this one, it's the same thing, actually, for this first panel. Block of coal in place of the composter, gap of 1, 2 coal. Other one is the left 2 composters, and then the next door down is the right 2 blocks, then the middle on the next, and then the right block on the next 2. I have to sneeze again, I think. Next one is actually just keeping going. This wall here, the chisel bookshelves, the center 2 at the bottom row are block of coal. With the oak stairs below the left one is block of coal, and above the right one. And then for the final area, it is the inner wall, the final panel here. The top 2 rows, or top row is block of coal on the right. Next row is 1 on either side. Next is left 2. Next is middle, and the next is left. The only thing we have to do is staircase. And then that'll be the part. So for these stairs, you need oak stairs, oak slabs, oak trap doors, and then you need blackstone stairs, blackstone slabs, and dark oak trap doors. And so, starting from the top of each staircase, it's going to be on either side an oak stair, kind of going down, then beyond that an oak trap door in line with the bottom half, then down diagonally with an oak stair, back with an oak trap door, down diagonally, back with an oak stair, back with a trapdoor, and etc. until you reach the bottom. Now, you're connecting the oak stairs together with oak slabs and the oak trapdoors together with oak trapdoors. However, For each row, you want to kind of just do this, and I will tell you which ones are being replaced with the black block version, which is going to be blackstone or dark oak. So, starting from the top, if you're looking down the staircase, the slabs here in the middle are actually just blackstone for the first row, and then so is this first row of trapdoors. You just want to make sure the trapdoors face the same direction of the same kind. That's all that matters. The next one is the right center trapdoor, or right center slab, and then after that it is right center trapdoor. And then beyond that is just oak connecting to oak. This one's fairly basic. Next one, I'm going to mark the sides again, even though some of these sides do become inked, I guess, for lack of better terminology. But I just kind of want to get them laid out at first, just because it'll be easier that way. And for this one, the first row is entirely blackstone, actually. And then the next row is just the far left one is dark oak. Trapdoor. Oh my god. Please. Next one is the left stair, or left slab, excuse me, is blackstone, not the stair. And then the trapdoors are normal. Then it is the left slab again, that is blackstone. And then the right middle trapdoor. I should really be placing these off the stairs, but whatever. And slabs. And then the bottom row is okay. I also don't have the last row of trapdoors, by the way. It ends on the stairs with this one. But you can add the trapdoors if you want. It doesn't really matter. Next one, again, I will mark the sides here. And I can actually just do all the stairs first. Boink, boink, boink. And then again, I want the trapdoors. But I don't want the bottom one, apparently. Because then it doesn't exist. And from the top row, it's middle two slabs are both blackstone. Then the middle two trapdoors are dark oak. Then the right slab is blackstone. Then the middle two are dark oak. Then the left two, which is the stair and the slab, are blackstone. And then it's the middle left trapdoor is dark oak. And then the bottom row is fine. One more and then we're done. I will again mark on, I guess, both sides. That doesn't really seem illogical. Although we do kind of have to... This one's a bit more annoying because we don't have much to build off of here. That's fine. And if you're still looking down, the right 3 blocks of the first row are blackstone. Then middle 2 are dark oak. Then the next row is just middle 2 are blackstone slabs. Then the next 2 rows are normal. And then it will be the final row of trapdoors. The right middle is dark oak. And the middle, or the slabs in the middle are both blackstone in the final one. And yeah, we're going to do the rest of the detailing of this area probably next part. And then it should be one more part after that, I think, for the final area. Unless the detailing is like 10 minutes, then we might be able to finish it all, but... I don't know. It's kind of awkward because I feel like either way we're going to be left with a weird amount because there's really like 2 full rooms beyond this door. It is not really much. But anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 1 Part 11 complete. I do apologize it wasn't entirely block for the ink, but you know, it would take like 15 years. Hopefully the, you know, angles I showed you did do enough. And... yeah, I don't want to waste my time with something like that, especially with a build where I'm already 11 parts in. I don't want to waste an entire part just for a floor, you know? A floor that doesn't even necessarily need to look the way that it does. But anyway, yeah, I think also if you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, it took my emoji. I always forget to check that, yet it's gone like every time. Peace.